And this is news just in that Pakistan has today conducted a successful training launch of the Abdali Weapon system. This is news just in a development to the escalation that is going on in the region. This is news just in that Pakistan today has successfully conducted a training launch of the Abdali Weapon system.
Pakistan!
Operational preparedness and display of military might is what we're seeing at the moment. Pakistan today conducted a successful training launch of the Abdali Weapon system, a surface-to-surface missile with a range of 450 kilometers as part of ex-Indus. The launch was aimed at ensuring the operational readiness of the troops and validating key technical parameters, including the missile's advanced navigation system and enhanced maneuverability features. The training launch was witnessed by the Commander, Army Strategic Forces Command, senior officials from the Strategic Plans Division, Army Strategic Forces Command, as well as scientists and engineers from Pakistan's strategic organizations. The President, Prime Minister of Pakistan, Chairman, Joint Chiefs of Staff Committee and the services chiefs extended their congratulations. To talk more about this, we've also been joined by Brigadier Retired Masood. So thank you for joining us and being part of the conversation, Brigadier Masood. A very significant development that we're seeing on the Pakistan side. The Pakistan Armed Forces, of course, operational readiness always there, military might always there, and the resolve to respond to any aggression or misadventure, of course, always there as well. But the induction of this new system and the successful training launch of the Abdali Weapon system, what would you say about that at this critical juncture?
Certainly, it is the demonstration of Pakistan's missile capabilities, and basically this was a training launch, and we have the capability of firing missiles right from short range to medium as well as to long range missiles. We have the shortest short range missile is Nasser, which can engage targets at 60 kilometers, which is a low yield, which can also carry conventional and non-conventional warheads. And as far as Abdali is concerned, Abdali is a ground-to-ground missile system, and this range which has been tested was around 450 kilometers. And Pakistan, as I said, we have a variety of missiles in our arsenal, and the Shaheen missile system, which is Shaheen 3, has the longest range in Pakistan, 2,750 kilometers. So as far as Kolkata, we can engage targets. And these missiles, they have the capability, as I said, can be fired, can be utilized and by all three services. And they can carry conventional as well as non-conventional warheads. And they can, at the same time, they can cause demoralizing and strategic paralysis once they are fired. And then they are at the same time, they also provide us the strategic deterrence in case of India.
Definitely. Brigadier Masood, of course, Pakistan has a wide arsenal of the missile system. Pakistan has the Pakistan Armed Forces are very well equipped with the resources, with the technology it needs to defend the motherland. But what I'm seeing at the moment, chants of Allahu Akbar and the vigor that I'm seeing in all the soldiers, all the officers that are present at the training launch. Of course, when we talk about the Indian side and the Indian military, it faces a very embarrassing situation at the moment. We saw the dismissal of one of the DGs of the Defense Intelligence Agency. We've also heard about skirmishes between the Indian security personnel and how there's a situation of confusion and awkwardness and embarrassment within the Indian ranks. Vigor and technical preparedness, but at the same time, this resolve to defend the motherland that we're seeing on the Pakistan side. I'd like your comment on that as well.
As far as the situation which is building up in the Indian armed forces, that is something beyond which one cannot explain. The way they have removed one of their commander, the initially it was Lieutenant General Sushindra Kumar. He was commander Northern Command. He was removed from the command, and then subsequently they removed the Vice Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sujit, for failing to basically monitor or control the operation. The four Rafale, which were airborne and they were inside Indian illegal occupied Jammu and Kashmir, when their communication was jammed by the Pakistani radar system. So this was taken as a failure on the part of Indian Air Force. And yesterday it was the Director General, their Defense Intelligence, like our Director General Military Intelligence. He has been removed for failing to ensure custody of the classified document, the document which was leaked to the public, and which it was the false flag operation of this Pelagam was planned. So the 9-page document was leaked. So there is a distrust among the Indian ranks, and there is a mistrust, which also indicates the deep internal crisis within the Indian armed forces. And there is a resentment, there is a lack of understanding between the military leaders and the political hierarchy. So this also leads to which also indicates the demoralizing effect, the low morale of the Indian troops, and we have also seen the clash between two Indian regiments. One was the 185 BSF battalion, the other was 13th Light Infantry, resulting into the killing of 5-6 soldiers. So that is the situation, and this situation, how the Indians can go for a war or any other activity or misadventure against Pakistan.
Brigadier Masood, one aspect that I'd also like you to comment on: Pakistan Army is currently engaged in war exercises. We know the Pakistan Army today successfully conducted the training launch of the Abdali weapon system as well. Pakistan, the Chief of Army Staff, he had expressed the resolve, the Prime Minister had expressed the resolve that any aggression or misadventure by the enemy will be met with a befitting response, and a very befitting response. Pakistan, at the same time that it stands ready to respond to any kind of aggression, has been dealing in a very responsible manner. But at the same time, when we talk about the Indian side, we see the media engaged in war hysteria and warmongering. The BJP leadership engaged in warmongering and war hysteria. But of course, when questions started rising, we see nothing but criminal silence on their part. How would you comment on India being a responsible nuclear state and plunging the region into chaos and instability?
Certainly, and the way the war hysteria was created in India, it was initially the government of India, which basically they were feeding the information to the media, and then the RA was also involved. And the way the war hysteria was created by the Indian media, and still we can see as something has happened, and the Indian forces, they are advancing all along the international border and so and so. But unfortunately, nothing has happened. But this has only exposed the vested interest of the Indian ruling the regime, and because of the elections which are to be held in the Bihar state, probably in September, October. And there were other factors. They wanted to divert attention from those areas. But unfortunately, the way the things had developed, but at the same time, they understand, as I said, their military leadership understand the consequences of a misadventure against Pakistan, whether it is limited as a limited as a long one or a conventional warfare. So they are not in a ready position, nor they have the potential to do. And international community at the same time, they have written, print media has carried stories, and that they are not in a position to undertake a war against Pakistan, even limited. And more recently, Daniel Markey made comments while talking to Karan Thapar, and he said Pakistan previously in 2019 they won that battle, and now Pakistan is in a better position. Whenever there is a limited war, still Pakistan can beat Indians. And at the same time, he said if they go for a conventional war, the Chinese are there to help Pakistan. So India will be at a disadvantage, this position.